Hi, guys, and welcome back to Your Inner Spark. I'm Lana, and I am on a mission to help women eradicate shame so that they can step into their full potential. Today, I want to talk about the Abraham Hicks workshop that I attended in early January. It's been about 6 or 7 weeks since I attended the workshop, and I've been meaning to sit down and record this podcast episode for some time, but you know what? It's better late than never, and I have notes. So I'm going to do my best to go back to 6 or 7 weeks ago. It was January 6th that I attended her workshop in San Diego and kind of share with you guys what I learned in that experience. So if you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, so Abraham Hicks is actually an entity that is channeled by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So Esther Hicks is the woman that is standing in front of us actually hosting the workshop, but she is channeling infinite intelligence, aka Abraham. And how the workshops play out is she gets up on the podium and she channels Abraham. And once she has Abraham channeled and is ready to go, she basically just picks people from the crowd. People raise their hand and they come up and ask questions for her. And then instead of Esther responding, Abraham actually is the one that's helping to guide these people as they are asking their questions. Each question takes 30 minutes to an hour. So I think there were 6 questions asked in total, 6 people that went up on the podium during my time with her in San Diego. But you are learning so much from the questions that people are asking and the answers that they are being given, even if they are coming from completely different walks of life than you. So it was truly one of the most amazing experiences I have ever participated in. I truly feel like it has changed the trajectory of my entire year, just being in a room with people vibrating at such high frequencies and being in a room filled with people that just have so much belief in themselves, belief in their higher powers, being in a room filled with people that are going after what they want. I really truly feel like it has set me up for my entire year. I believe it has changed the trajectory of my year. So I wanted to share the nuggets that I still had in my brain with you guys because I spent a couple $100s to go to this conference. And if you take even one thing away from this, I think it's worth it. I also went with my girlfriend Rose. She flew down from Portland and we went to this together. And it was just so fun. It's so fun to have friends that are in the same season of life as you, in the sense of like they're in the same mindset spot. Our lives look very different. She is married with a child and runs a very successful real estate business, and we want very different things from our life, but we both are very actively going after what we want. And that is something that I value so deeply in the relationships I have in my life. So the first person went up on stage and she was basically asking about when you are trying to manifest something. Say it's something menial and small that you don't really care that much about. That thing usually manifests extremely quickly and with ease, and it usually comes to you in exactly the way that you asked for. And she was basically trying to ask, well, why is it when the things that really matter, when I'm trying to manifest these things that are really important to me, they don't come to fruition as easily? And Abraham explained, which we all know, we just needed that reminder that when we really want something, when we really desire something, we think about it constantly. We're trying to figure out the how and the when. How is this thing going to arrive to us? When is it going to arrive to us? We're a lot more wrapped up in it because we care about it so deeply. These little things that we're asking for, these little things that we're manifesting, they arrive so easily because we don't care so much. We aren't creating so much resistance around it. So she talked about, say you have something really big you're trying to manifest. Right now, you guys know I'm trying to manifest a whole new life for myself, right? Trying to build a business. I don't know exactly what that business is going to look like yet. And I've actually totally changed my mindset on that. I don't even think I'm worrying about building a business. I'm just focusing on it being a community, but that is a conversation for another day. When you are trying to manifest something that really matters to you, it's hard not to think about it all the time. It's hard not to create resistance. It's hard not to think about why these things couldn't happen or what could go wrong or all of those things. But the best thing for you to do is just release all of that and think, wouldn't it just be fun if this thing happened? Wouldn't it be fun? How silly would it be if this thing happened? Remove all of that like need and desire for that thing to happen. You have to let it go. You have to launch that desire out into the universe, ask for that thing that you're wanting, but then let it go and trust that God, source energy, the universe, whatever your higher power is working itself out to deliver this thing to you. But if you're constantly thinking about it and you're constantly creating all this resistance about it, you're preventing that thing from coming into you. You're preventing yourself from receiving that thing. Something Abraham suggested was to write a list each day. And on one side of the list was the things that you were going to do that day. And the other side of the list was going to be things that you were going to delegate to the universe. So truly put only the things that you are going to do that day on your side of the list. And be realistic as hell. And everything else you put on the universe's side. Are you going to figure out, say you're in financial ruin and you're working to manifest more financial resources. Are you going to figure that out today? Most likely you aren't. What are you going to do today? You're going to wake up and you're going to meditate and you're going to focus on feeling good and you're going to move your body and you might go to work and you're going to fuel your body with nutritious foods and you're going to treat people with kindness. What are the things you're actually going to do today? If anything that you want in life or anything that you're working towards is not something you are actively going to do today, it needs to go on the side of the list that the universe takes care of and needs to be free from your mind. If you're trying to build a business, is that realistically going to happen today? If the answer is no, you're not going to do that today, put it on the side of the list that is delegated to the universe and let the universe take care of it. It should not be taking up any space in your brain. And just feel that relief, let go, trust, and focus your energy on the things that you are actually going to take care of that day. And something she talks about, it's not about bossing the universe around. It's just about simply stating that is a universe thing to figure out, and that is not something I'm going to figure out. Because the thing is, when you ask for something, when you launch that desire that you want into the universe and you ask for that thing, this is the step. Step 1, you ask for the thing. 2, source is going to answer. Source, God, universe, whatever your higher power is. But the most important step is 3, you let that thing in. And if you are creating all this resistance in your brain and you're constantly trying to figure out, how is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? You are creating resistance and you cannot let that thing in. All of the reasons why you haven't done it yet, all the reasons why you haven't figured out your finances, all the reasons why you haven't built that business, let that go. Just open up and let it in. You ask for that thing, it is going to be delivered, but you have to relax and you have to trust. Another key component of this is feeling worthy of the thing that you're asking for. You have to feel worthy of the thing that you are asking for. If you're asking for financial abundance, but you still don't feel that you are worthy of financial abundance, or you still feel shame around money or shame around wanting money, you're not going to get the money. If you are asking for this business opportunity, but you don't feel that you are worthy of that, you don't feel like you are capable of that, it's not going to be let in. Your job is to ask for what you want, trust, relax, and focus on feeling good. Focus on feeling worthy of the thing that you desire. Something she consistently says is, how you feel is how you feel, and how you feel is what you get. You get what you feel. So your primary job every single day when you wake up to the moment you go to bed is to focus on feeling good. That is why meditation in the morning is so extremely important. If you dive out of bed and you instantly just get launched into everything that you need to do that day, at what point in time are you centering yourself and sitting with your thoughts and calibrating the vibration that you intend to bring to that day before you get sucked into the stressors of everyday life? When you go to sleep at night, your point of attraction or your vibration, it resets. So you have an opportunity every single morning to start over. You have an opportunity every single morning to decide what vibration you are going to operate at that day. Waking up and taking time for yourself in the morning and meditating and centering yourself and choosing to feel good will change your entire life. So the next woman that went up, she was basically talking about how she makes so much money, but she feels ashamed about it because she's making like way more in a day than her mom makes as her labor and delivery nurse in 1 year. And how she's making all this money, but she's out earned her husband, and she has a lot of shame around the money that she's making. I just have to say, you guys, there's nothing that brings me as much joy in this life as the crispness of ice cold kombucha in a wine glass. I love kombucha so much. So something she talks about, I'm trying to find my space in these notes here. Okay. So she talks a lot about, when we're talking about the money thing, is when this woman was asking, she's like worried about what her husband will think. She's worried about what her mom will think. And Abraham said, you care about what they think because you are thinking about what they are thinking. Stop comparing or thinking about what people think. Okay, so basically what she's saying, or they are saying, Abraham is saying, people might have thoughts about you. People are probably going to project their own judgments onto you. That's human nature, especially if you're operating from a place of lack of self-awareness. You are only going to allow that to impact you if you are thinking about the fact that they are thinking about you. We are responding to the vibration of others so much more than we think we are. So we have to be extremely mindful of that. It does not matter what somebody else thinks of you unless you let it matter. It doesn't matter unless you allow it to. So money comes in the exact proportion that we think we need. So if you say, I just need enough money to pay my rent this month, you're probably going to get enough money to pay your rent this month. And if you say, I just need enough money to pay my bills this month, that's probably the amount of money you are going to receive. And guess what? Every single month you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're only allowing the amount of money in that you think you need. You're only allowing the money in that you think you deserve. We live in a society that I feel like creates so much shame around wanting wealth or wanting money. And we really demonize the really wealthy people that, they are hoarding resources in some way. But you know what? I feel like resources are infinite. We need to ask for more money if that is what we want. If you only want enough money to pay your bills, then only ask for that. But I want more money than just enough money to pay my bills. I want enough money to be able to do all the things that I want without second thought. Like I want to be able to invest in skincare and quality hair care. And I want to be able to buy clothes that make me feel good. And I want to be able to travel. And I want to be able to help my family out financially. And I want to be able to have more money than I can possibly spend in a day. And I am not ashamed to say that. And I believe that I am worthy of that amount of money. But for so long, I have been asking for the bare minimum. For so long, I have been getting by. I have put myself in deep debt, you guys, and pulled myself out of that. And sometimes I think about that when I'm feeling overwhelmed financially. And I'm like, oh, well, the money's always shown up. But do you know the amount of money that's shown up? It's been just enough. I want more than just enough. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want to be able to purchase anything that I desire without thinking about it twice. I want to be able to travel to anywhere in the world without thinking about it twice. Something Abraham talks a lot about is TTTT, turning thoughts to things. You don't need to justify what you're asking for, and you don't need to prove your worthiness ever. If it is in your mind, it can be in your real life. If you ask for it, focus on feeling good, get yourself into a vibration where you're open and ready to receive it, feel that you are ready for it, and then you release it. A big thing that when it comes to money is just like feeling the anticipation of it, being excited about it. How is this going to come to me? This is so fun. Have fun with it. How is this money going to come to me? I'm excited to play this game. Feelings of anticipation. That check has already been deposited. How would you feel if you went to the bank today and you deposited a $100,000 check? How would you feel? How would you get into your car and drive home? How would you act? How would you behave? You would probably go buy the things that you're wanting that would make you feel good. How would you show up in the world? What energy would you bring to the world? You need to adapt that energy and that mindset right now. That is why I've always said, buy yourself the damn coffee. Go get your nails done. I don't care if I got laid off in October. I'm still getting my nails done. I'm still doing the things that make me feel good, because when I feel good, I show up in a better place energetically, and that brings so much back to me. I do not care. Like, I'm done living in this world of like a scarcity mindset. I have lived so much of my life with this strict little budget, and I'm not saying budgeting is bad, but I've lived in this life of like trying to hoard resources and being worried all the time about money. And I'm simply done with it. I'm ready to be selfish. Everyone has self-interest. I want to have wealth. I believe that I am worthy of it. And I know it's going to happen for me. Just you watch. Just you watch. But money does not make you happy. Success does not make you happy. So you need to really think about what does make you happy. Because it's not money. Money, getting all the wealth in the world is not going to make you happy. Money comes easily. When you know it's easy, it comes easily. So this is something I've really been focusing on. Money comes easily. I say this mantra like 100 times a day. Money is energy. Money flows freely and easily to me. Money can come from anywhere, and I am open and ready to receive it. And just 3 days ago, you guys, I had a medical bill from my surgery. I thought I paid my surgery in full, and I got a bill like 2 or 3 weeks before I was leaving. It was almost $4,000, somewhere around $4,000. It was from like the anesthesia department. And I don't know if it was because my insurance had changed or what, but I literally was just like, I'm going to deal with this later. Like I'm working on limited resources, you guys, and I'm not trying to pull that money from my savings because I don't have that much money in savings right now. And I was like, I'll just deal with this later. I opted for like the 0% payment plan, and I set up the payment plan through my HSA card. So I was like, just deal with this later kind of thing. Wasn't even on the forefront of my mind. And just this week, I got a notification that from OHSU that bill was paid in full. And I like reached out. I was like, are you sure? Can you verify I have a $0 balance? The bill was paid in full. They forgave my debt. I never inquired about it or anything. Money can come from anywhere, and I am open and ready to receive it. The only thing that you can control in this world is how you feel, and you want to focus on feeling good every single day. And you want to feel your abundance if that's what you're seeking. Be proud of your abundance. We kind of live in this world where it's like, and I'm not saying you need to go be flashy, but it's like the old money. It's like cool to like not look like you have wealth and all of this stuff. But like, I grew up really poor. When I end up making the money that I desire in this lifetime, which is going to happen this year, and it's only going to keep getting better and better. But this year, you guys, I'm going to be financially free. I'm telling you. I've said it before, by the end of this year, I will be able to tell my mom and call her up and say, you don't need to pay me rent. I will be covering the mortgage easily. By the end of this year, I am going to be financially free. I know it. I feel it. And I'm going to be proud of that. I'm going to be proud of that. So you get what you... No, that was not it. Where is it at? How you feel is how you feel, and how you feel is what you get. So focus on feeling good every single day. And also, you guys, this is a little bit scatterbrained. I'm going through notes, and this was beginning of January. We are now in February. So another thing that was talked about is what you get is your first clue to where you are at vibrationally. What is showing up in your life is a clue. It's an indicator of where you are at vibrationally. Use that as a tool to determine which direction you want to go in. Another thing we talked about was Is there a path of more allowance? Is there a path of most allowance? So when you're presented with any kind of choice, whatever that is, you want to, instead of going, what's the path of least resistance? What is the path of most allowance for me? Care more about how you feel than about how anybody else feels. How you feel is your number one priority. And this is something that I've been struggling with, because what it ultimately comes down to is really getting good at setting boundaries. And if you haven't set many boundaries in your life, I have not. It's only been this last year that I'm learning about boundaries because I've been healing radically. It feels very selfish at times, but focus on how you feel first and foremost, because that dictates every single thing in your life. And you cannot give to others as much as you could give if you focus on yourself first and foremost and got yourself into a good place. So if you have something that you're really trying to manifest and you're creating a lot of resistance around it, instead of trying to figure out how it's going to pan out, and how instead of trying to figure out the whole plan, instead, how can I be curious? I wonder how this is going to show up for me. I wonder. Approach the thoughts with curiosity and wonder and amazement and fun, instead of stress and resistance and I got to figure this out because if I don't, things aren't going to go the way that I need them to. She talks a lot about getting in the right vibe or getting in the right vibration. And that is why meditation in the morning, playing music when I'm making my coffee in the morning, dancing around the kitchen, all of those are ways that I raise my vibration every single day. Do things that feel good to you. It's not an assignment where I'm like, I have to be rigid in it, but the days that I start with meditation, and the days that I listen to music and I dance, and the days that I nourish my body, and the days that I connect with friends, and the days that I sit with myself, and all of those, the days that I get into nature, like those are the days that I feel my best vibrationally. And that is going to change my attraction point, which is going to change my entire life. The universe is helping you all day long. But the more somber we feel, the less help we get. The universe is trying to send you signals and signs and help you all day long. And I am beginning to realize this. The moment that I've opened myself up to the idea that the universe is sending me signs, like angel numbers, that kind of thing, I see them everywhere. And I'm sure some people probably think I'm silly, but as soon as you open yourself up to the idea that the universe is sending you signals, you start to see it. This week, it was actually a couple days ago, I was like, okay, I asked the universe, is there going to be love for me in my life this year? Like the kind of love I'm seeking, like love. I'm not saying there might not be relationships and experiences and lessons, but like the love of my life. Is that going to happen for me this year? I said, if the answer is yes, send me a sloth. And if the answer is no, send me a green frog. And I'm literally watching The Office 2 days ago. I've been watching The Office on occasion here because it just like makes me laugh, and laughter is so healing. And there's on Dwight's desk next to his filing cabinet, it just like zoomed in on a green frog. And I was laughing so hard. I was like, the universe, it's playing with me. And message received. I'm not going to focus any of my attention on that. I'm going to focus on me. And that doesn't mean that I'm not ready for love. It might just mean that the person that is meant for me might not be on my path just yet. He might not be ready yet. He might still be doing work. I don't know what that is, but I trust so deeply. Something else that was talked about is you can change how you feel. Life comes to you every day and it gives you choices about how you feel. You get to decide every single day how you feel. You could have something come up. You might get stuck in traffic on the way to work or spill your coffee on yourself. You still decide how you feel in every single moment. No matter what takes place, you decide how you feel. That is an inherent choice that you are making. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. Expectations and opinions are really just practice thoughts. Are they serving you? When you have decided that something is one way, it's going to present itself in that way. You expect it because you've lived it, but you've lived in it because you've expected it. Take that one. Think about that. Your cells adjust instantly to the path of most allowance. Your body is first responsive to the thoughts of your inner being. Your physical body will do what you desire and expect it to do. Oh, okay. So she was talking about like physical health and how you can manifest physical health into your life. So something I've been really talking about is like my skin and my hair, my skin. So when I look at my skin when I'm washing my face, I tell my skin is so healthy. My skin is glowing. My skin is radiant. My skin is blemish free. When I'm brushing my hair is so thick. My hair is so healthy. And I believe that it's going to have a physical impact on my body because I believe the cells in my body are responding to those thoughts. Okay, another thing she was talking about was that when you, this was Jerry Hicks had this statement that he used to say before he would go engage with anybody. And it is my desire and my intention that I uplift this person that I'm going to engage with, and no one will be diminished because of their engagement with me. My expectation of you is one that is thriving and successful. Oh, I loved that so much. Every single engagement you go into with anybody, it could be your romantic partner, it could be friendships, it could be work relationships. It is my desire and my intention that I uplift this person and that I'm going to engage with, and no one will be diminished because of their engagement with me. You choose your point of attraction. You choose your vibration. You choose the way that you show up in this world. And I love this so much because I don't want a single person on this planet to be diminished because of their interaction with me. I never want my energy to be one that rubs off on somebody and it's negative. Another statement that I came from this is I never want one cell in my body to be diminished from what I think. Ugh, that one just like hit home for me. I never want a single cell in my body to be diminished because of what I think. What I think about myself, from my hair to my skin to my fingernails to the way my body is shaped to the way that my body feels, it matters. It matters the way that I speak to myself. Think the thoughts and the things will come. You can have it all. You just have to be able to hold yourself steady in that knowing. Well, to some of you, that probably sounds like a lot of nonsense, and I apologize. I should have recorded this when I was like fresh in it, but life is crazy, as you guys know. And I do feel like even though it's a little bit jumbled, there are still nuggets in there that are extremely useful. If you have not ever heard of Abraham Hicks, just go into YouTube. I listen to an Abraham Hicks meditation every single morning and every single night. And basically, Abraham is an expert on the law of attraction, cultivating and creating the life of your dreams, the life that you want. Every single thing that you desire, you guys, is possible for you if you believe it is possible for you. If you focus on feeling good, if you change the story that you have in your brain, if you change the thoughts in your mind, every single thing that you desire is possible for you. I believe that. Look at my life. I wanted out of corporate America. I wanted to travel full time. I wanted a business that provided me purpose, passion, and connection. And that is in the works right now. I'm actively living that. Was my hand forced in some ways? Yeah. I now view being laid off as the greatest gift I have ever received. I manifested that because I had said a couple weeks before, like a couple months actually, I was like, the best case scenario is for me to get laid off because then I can collect unemployment. Because I'm going to have to quit by the end of the year. Because I told myself by the end of the year I was taking action. I manifested that. Was it still scary? Was the change still scary? Yes. Absolutely. Big change still comes with big adjustments. And look at what I'm doing now. And I don't have it all figured out yet, but I am trusting. And I know that everything that I'm speaking is not nonsense, and I'm going to show you guys. That is all. I hope you guys found use in those tidbits. And until next time, we'll chat soon. Go after every single thing that you want without hesitation. Love ya.